What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense and my real life sister, Reddit Lane. Guys, I'm definitely going to need your help on this video. The reason that I really begged her to come on this video is because she brought the story to me. And as we're kind of walking through the story, it gets even crazier because I get an email from somebody who is countering the story in real time. So I was like, only she would understand what I'm going through. So we're going to need your help on this one.
This is crazy. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, he got me up out of bed this morning for this one, but I was ready for it. So
no rest for the wicked. Okay, like the video as the intro plays because we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
What I love about Mims, make it make sense. He's a YouTuber. He gets the court record. So he gets the cases.
Make it make sense. You knew what was up. And don't you forget that.
I'm so sorry.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
Big Mims. Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
This woman obviously had lost her damn mind. She needs psychotropic medication. She pulls out her breasts and she's juggling them. Look like she's about to fall over. Stripping down butt naked, bending over and showing everything on the video, and all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair. This is a disgrace and a shame.
A nasty, vile, gutter snipe right about the
Somebody said, can I post Kanye's indictment? He's not been indicted. This is just the initial complaint, but maybe I can start a Twitter, guys. And if I can figure out a way on Twitter to post all of these court records, I can do that. You can put in the chat if you want me to try to figure that out, or how I can actually post the files, because I have the files. I wouldn't mind.
are you able to just post them?
It's public record, I would assume. I could talk to the attorney before I do it, but I wouldn't imagine that it's a problem. Maybe, who knows? Maybe, I still have my website that I haven't done anything with. Maybe I'll post them on the website.
That's a good one.
Okay, guys,
That's a good launch to the website.
I'll figure out with the person who's making my website, aka her son, how I can just upload those files and you guys will have access to them. So, okay. Before we get started, this is a fair channel. So I've been reviewing, Kanye West's complaint with you guys. Let me tell you his response. It says, in response to these baseless allegations, Ye will be filing a lawsuit against we'll just say Lauren, who actively pursued him sexually to coerce employment and other material benefits, then engaged in blackmail and extortion when her advances were rejected. Prior to her termination as an assistant, Ms. Lauren stole his cell phone in an attempt to destroy phone records that would contradict her claims, all of which have been preserved. She was terminated for being unqualified, demanding unreasonable sums of money, including a $4 million annual salary and numerous documented incidents of her, lascivious, unhinged conduct. Yeah. During her employment, Ms. Persoda offered Ye sex on his birthday, to which he declined, sent Ye unsolicited nude images, sexual narratives, and was seen twerking in the office during business hours. On one occasion, Lauren boasted how the best moment of her life was when she was when somebody basically shot on her. It was a soccer player while simultaneously texting her boss. Now, I find that interesting because she's saying that Kanye would be inside of a woman texting her, but Kanye is saying she was getting man buttered on and texting Kanye.
Yeah. And the fact that, I know you mentioned before that, we're seeing the text messages from her perspective, but we're not seeing.
I mentioned that to you, not them.
Oh, sorry.
No, but you can say it. You can say it in the complaint. You can finish.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fact that they didn't have any messages from her, it was only from, what he was saying, right?
Mhm.
Which leads you to believe that there may have been something else that was missing from that, because there's no way someone's just texting you constantly and you're not saying anything at all, right?
Yeah, we're not here to cast any dispersions on a potential victim,
Oh, absolutely not.
but we're straight shooters. Reddit is included in that. And we look at everything. We don't just go based on one side. So we're giving you both sides. On this channel, we are people who believe victims, but we're also people you can't really pull the wool over our head. So we're going to give you all sides, and you guys kind of decide who and what you believe in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. And no, I wasn't saying that to discredit her.
No, I didn't. I wasn't saying that to you. I know you weren't. I was just letting people know, because we do have people on this channel from all over. We have feminists. We have people from the manosphere. We have people from Australia, New Guinea. Like, there's all types of people. The straight shooters are all encompassing. So we always want to give all sides, and we always want you guys to make your own determinations. But if there's conspiracy theories out there, we're going to talk about it. And part of this, with this woman's confession, somebody sent me a conspiracy theory before I even knew the confession existed. So it says it is well documented that Lauren consistently used sexual coercion in an attempt to demand not only money but material items, namely Hermes Birkin bags, a Lamborghini, and an endless quest for plastic surgery. Well, it sounds like your type of girl, Kanye. Upon having her advances rebuked, Lauren's blackmail demands have gone from $60 million last year to $50 million in last week's frivolous filing. Such behavior is entirely inconsistent with someone who claims to have been sexually harassed or experienced a hostile work environment. It is evident that Miss Lauren leveraged her association with Ye and his company and her proximity to him to seek material gains, clout, and employment through inappropriate means. Her initial attempt at a lawsuit for unlawful termination gained no media traction, leading her to fabricate headlines following threats of blackmail and extortion. Ye isn't the only celebrity targeted by her. Jay Leno is suing her for stealing his chin.
Okay, I don't think it says that.
That is exactly what it says. That is exactly what it says.
That is hilarious.
That was not expected.
That's what he said. Now, here's my thing about that. Yes, it's funny, but this is a serious response. If you were stupid enough to offer this woman $4 million, I'm not going up for that. If she was not qualified to make $4 million, she wasn't qualified to make $4 million. That's you, boo-boo the fool.
Right.
And Jay Leno is probably sitting somewhere like,
So now why am I in it? And you could have did it. See how I get wrong and stuff? I didn't do that.
he should have said Natalie Nunn's chin. He should have said Natalie Nunn's chin. But you know, Kanye is more Kardashian than he is Chicago anymore.
This is true.
He uses the word COK instead of DIK. And now I was trying to explain to my subscribers that Black men don't use the word COK, and I know I'm spelling it wrong, guys.
Right.
They don't use that. So he's been in the Kardashians a little too long. But anyway, I digress. So I wanted you guys to hear that part. Now we're gonna let you hear exactly what she had to say. Her name is Nikki Heaton. She was a singer. She had like one major hit with the Migos. She is a person who is extremely comfortable in her own body. So she is very comfortable with her own nakedness. So she talks about that. It's non-sexual for her. So I want you guys to kind of. Now, Reddit told me about this last night, and I have to decompress after certain things. So I looked into it today. And while I was on the phone with Reddit, I get an email from somebody who has some things to counter what is being said. So I'm gonna give you that person's email as well, and then we'll kind of like talk as they go. So if she says something that speaks to you, just get me to stop it, and I will stop the video. Good old Reddit, not her, but the site is the only place that had this up. It was taken down on TikTok. Now how it got taken down on TikTok this fast, I don't know, but it was taken down on TikTok. It wasn't on YouTube anymore. Reddit was the only place who still had it.
I do this. How do you add a moderator? I don't understand. Come on. What? Bruh. I like never do live, so I don't understand how to do this. How do you add a moderator? Because I know there's gonna be some shit in here. Okay, wait. Almost there. Nope, that's not it. I go to the little buttons, right? Okay. Not working. Okay. I posted a while ago. I did like a Q&A, right? And people were asking like, what's going on with you? Like, why did you leave the industry? Why did you fall off?
Guys, we have like 1,300 in the chat. Definitely hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe.
Music industry as evil as people say it is. And I was like, it's more evil than you could possibly imagine. And I went into that to depth like a little bit, and I was like, yeah, like, oh wait, hold on. Let me add a moderator because this is gonna be crazy. There we go. Cool. I was like, yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. I got out when I could. I was like lucky enough to only be like assaulted like.
Somebody says the audio is weak. Is everybody having a hard time hearing it?
I can hear it fine, but
I hear it fine. You might have to turn it up, Mimi's. Not Naomi talking about, I like how her boobs are on the table. Oh, somebody else said the volume is low. I can hear it. It looks like most people can hear it. So maybe just turn it up a little bit.
Twice. And I was fucked with more than that, but it was 2 times that truly like left like an impact on me. And people were like, oh my God, like only twice, like stop diminishing what you went through. Like no one should go through that. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And I was never actually going to tell the story, like ever. I was going to kind of like go to my grave with this because, you know.
Okay, so a lot of people are saying it's low. So let's do this. We can always go in and I can actually hold it up because that's how much I love you guys.
And they're kind of right because I can hear you better than I can hear the video.
Okay, so that's okay. We can more than one way.
Like, what's going on with you? Like, why did you leave the industry? Why did you fall off?
Hold on.
Is the music industry as evil as people say it is? And I was like, it's.
Okay, here we go.
Like I posted a while ago. I did like a Q&A, right? And people were asking like, what's going on with you? Like, why did you leave the industry? Why did you fall off? Is the music industry as evil as people say it is? And I was like, it's more evil than you could possibly imagine. And I went into that to depth like a little bit, and I was like, yeah, like, oh wait, hold on. Let me add a moderator because this is gonna be crazy. There we go. Cool. I was like, yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. I got out when I could. I was like lucky enough to only be like assaulted like twice, and I was fucked with more than that.
Lucky enough to only be assaulted twice. Now, background on this girl, she now is out of the industry and lives on a farm. So she got to an extremely high height. Anytime that you are, working with the Migos back in the height of their career, and you're churning out songs. I remembered her major song.
Right, I do too. I remember her.
But you just never know what happens when people aren't in Hollywood and they're part of the machine anymore. So she's saying that she's lucky because she only got assaulted twice. That's crazy.
2 times that truly like left like an impact on me, and people were like, oh my God, like only twice, like stop diminishing what you went through. Like no one should go through that. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And I was never actually going to tell this story like ever. I was going to kind of like go to my grave with this because, in my perspective, it's like, what's the point? who would believe me? What good would it do? I don't have proof. I'm not going to file anything. But because of recent events and the things that have come to light quite recently, I felt the need to kind of come on here, and I felt like it was my time to kind of just tell this story. And it's pretty much one of the reasons that I lost a lot of my love for music in that sense, like making it public in that sense. So if you have been paying attention to what's going on, like, you know, like Diddy has gone down, like shit's coming out about him. It's kind of like irrefutable proof of the evil shit that goes on behind doors. And if you've noticed, people are accusing Kanye now of the same type of shit. And my old manager, Lauren, has kind of been the whistleblower.
Now, I had gotten off the phone with Reddit and I called her back and I was like, there's too many connections here. Reddit knew about this, but Reddit hadn't made the correlation either that Lauren from the Kanye website was her manager as well. And I had read Reddit, the email that I got from the person who cast dispersions on Lauren, and they were saying something to the effect of Lauren basically turned this girl out. She wasn't as comfortable with her sexuality prior to Lauren. And I'm like, I don't want to do this video by myself.
Well, it was crazy because when I first saw it, I did not make the correlation at all. Like, I was like, when you said it was Lauren, I was like, wow, makes sense. Like, I get, like, the pieces are coming together now.
Yeah, it just gets crazier and crazier. But the straight shooters are on the case.
The shit that he's done. And I wasn't going to say anything. I'm very proud of her. I'm very, very proud of her. And I'm so glad that she's stepping forward and kind of saying what's going on. And again, I wasn't going to say anything. And then I saw that, it became public. And I clicked on one of the posts that were saying like, oh, Kanye's ex-assistant is coming forward and saying that, sexual assault and all these things. And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at the comments and it was like, she's a fucking liar. Like, none of this is true. She's doing this for money and fame and clout and all this. And it made me so mad. It made me so fucking mad. And I started to comment. I was like, you know what, let me stop. So basically, I'm telling this story now because you guys know me. I don't give a fuck. I'm out. So
hold on.
I was like, yeah, making it public in that sense. It became public. Fucking mad. And I started to comment. I was like, you know what, let me stop. Fucking nowhere on a farm. Because,
sorry, it's hard to hold
you
this
guys
thing
know
up.
me. I don't give a fuck. I'm out of the industry. I left LA. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere on a farm. What could I possibly gain from this, right? I don't care.
Somebody's saying Lauren who? So the person who we're listening to right now, her name is Nakia, right?
Nikki.
Oh, it's Nikki. Sorry.
Yeah.
Her name is Nikki. She's the lady with the high-waisted underwear on to the right. Lauren is her ex-manager, the lady to the left. Lauren worked for Kanye and has since sued Kanye for sexual harassment. So these are the people that we're talking about. The taller girl in this photo is the one who is actually speaking. The other girl actually filed a lawsuit, just to get you guys caught up. You following Reddit?
Yeah, and did I hear her correctly when she said it sounded like she did not know about this beforehand, like she heard about it through social media? Is that what she was saying?
Yes, that's part of the mystery we have to solve. But she saw Lauren come forward and she said she was proud of her. But we'll get into why I have questions.
Okay.
Follow-up questions.
I'm not filing any sort of suit, so I'm not getting money from this. And that I always tell the fucking truth. Even if it makes me look bad, I'm very brutally honest. So me coming here and saying all this, if you've seen the post about the assault suit or the misconduct, anything like that, and if you see the things about oh, she's lying, I'm here to say she's not. She's not. Every single thing that she said in that lawsuit is 100% true. And I know that because not only have I seen all of the evidence firsthand, but I was actually there for one of these situations. And this was one of the things that made me want to leave and back out and get out. And if you know, like my like day one fans, I've always wondered, like, what happened with you and LP? Like, why aren't you friends anymore? Like, what was the falling out? And there was a falling out, and a lot of it was just, we were in two different places. There was a lot of things going on. And me personally, like, I had reached that point because of this shit that happened to me where I was fucking done. Like, the industry had almost killed my love for music because of what I had been through. And I had lost my love for it. I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And, you know, she is more of a businesswoman and she wasn't done. And so we were in two different places. And so there was a falling out, but, and she had to keep going. Sadly, she figured it out on her own. So let me just tell you guys the fucking story. So, like I said in my one post, like, I've only
really quickly, Renaissance has been here since she's an A1 day one. Happy birthday, Renaissance.
Happy birthday.
Thank you for being a member for 13 months. I don't know if you drink, but get a shot of Casamigos for me. Shout out to the young guy who stopped me at a smoothie shop. He was like, "You're making it make sense." And I was like, "Yeah, let me get your smoothie." Because usually if somebody sees me out in public and I'm around a bar, I'll get them a shot of Casamigos. But I was like, "Let me get your smoothie." He was like, "I already bought it." I said, "Oh, well then." But no, really nice guy. Shout out to him. If you see me, you know, say something.
I will.
Not you. I want you to say less to me. No.
And I'll be looking for that shot too.
No, I want you to say less.
We've been assaulted twice. This was one of the two times that kind of changed the trajectory of my life and my career. So I was 19. And if you know anything about me, I, you know, went viral at 18 on World Star and then on YouTube, and like kind of rose to fame really quickly. And I was doing rap covers, so a lot of rappers were reaching out to me and asking to work. Sorry, I'm getting real-time feedback.
So
right now.
at this point, her phone is blowing
so all
up
of a
because
sudden, like,
people know she's
were
live talking
reaching out
about
and wanting to work. And I was 19 years old. Like, I had just left home. And working with my manager, and we were in LA and doing all these crazy things. And all of a sudden, I got a call one day, and it's like, "Hey, like, Kanye wants you to come to the studio." And we were just like, what? Like, Kanye knows who I am? Like, what? This is crazy. So we go. And this happens like multiple times. Like, you can find it if you go back and find headlines, you'll find proof of it. Like, we were working with Kanye, and he was like, "I want to know what you're doing in your new music. Like, I want to hear your tracks. I want to play mine. I want to know what you're doing with this fashion stuff, because like your style is like so fucking cool." And if you go in dig enough, like, he said it publicly, like, you and LP were, you know, the muse for Yeezy season 1, because like he went back and asked, like, "Oh my God, you guys are like so fucking cool. Like, you wear like shapewear as real clothes. Like, that's so dope. Like, blah 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 blah." And like had his people go through my wardrobe, and he wanted me to be the model for Yeezy season 1. And I went and I flew there and I did all the shit, and I was like, "I'm not fucking doing this." Like, there's.
Are you hearing this? She was his muse. So Lauren, this lady, and her were the muses for a lot of the Kanye West shapewear. Not to mention, if you recall, Kanye was the biggest investor in Skims. He put up money to help. He gave her $1 million to help her start her Skims line.
Wow,
so,
I didn't know that.
Shapewear and that type of wear as outerwear is basically Kanye's whole aesthetic now. So to hear that wasn't something that he drummed up was very interesting to me.
I want to go back and see like the timeline from when he started like having Kim wear the shapewear as like outerwear, right? Because there was a certain point where she started doing that. And I'm wondering, based on when they were doing it, because I'm sure they had pictures on like their Instagram of them doing this prior to her starting, if that were the case, right?
Right. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Something just not right about it. Anyway, every time we would go to the studio with him, it was like, yeah, he wanted to work on music, but there was something just like fucking weird about it. Like, he would pull up his laptop and he would have like bookmarks of all of our pages and like our Instagrams, our Snapchat, Twitter, all of that, and like our pictures saved. And even now, like even like a year ago, I'm still getting DMs from people in the industry like, "Yo, like me and Kanye used to sit in the studio for hours talking about you and your manager. Like he was obsessed with you." And I was like, "Whoa, okay, crazy." Anyway, back to me being 19 years old. This was probably the last time that we went to the studio. We got a call. It was late. We were living in LA. And we get a call, and it's like, "Hey, like, Ye wants you to come to the studio." And we're like, "Cool. Like, why?" And he's like, "He wants to work on music." And we're like, "That's great. And so we go, and it's like somewhere in LA, some studio we've never been to before. And we show up and walk in, and it's we're there to work on music, right? Like that's why I'm here. And we walk in, and it's Kanye and it's Diddy, and a couple of people that we know, men, an executive that worked with Kanye, Kanye's engineer, and Kanye's cousin. And we walk in, and we're like, okay, cool. It's immediately I was like, there's something not right. There's something not right about this, because we walk in and there's 9 other women there, and don't kill me for this, because this is what they call them. There were 9 studio hoes there. Like I'm all about women's rights, do whatever you want to do, but don't shoot the messenger. That's what they call them. Women who show up to the studio in their full club outfit at the studio. It's like they're only there for one reason. They want to leave with someone who's there. They're called studio hoes. That's just what they're called. And there are 9 women there, and we're like, that's weird. I thought we were here to work on music, and like we were invited. Like I was invited as an artist and my manager. So I'm wearing like fucking XXL sweatpants and like a giant hoodie. I look like a fucking slob. And like, my manager's there in her usual suit, like black leggings, black zip up. Like we're just like, this is strange, but okay. And we walk in, and there's all these ladies there wearing their club gear, and Kanye and Diddy are already like out of their fucking mind, just like completely fucked up, drunk, but probably something else.
This is also Lauren.
And we're like, okay, but like we were invited as artists. Like maybe these girls are gonna leave, and we're gonna work on music. Like let's just walk in and just Immediately, I felt like there was something weird, because there's always drinks, there's always the vodka and the mixers just like sitting on the table. But we walk in, and immediately Diddy hands me a drink, Kanye hands Lauren a drink, and we're like, that's weird. Like, why are they serving us? And I don't like to drink. Like I don't like alcohol. I don't like the way that it like makes me feel. It makes me feel sick. So, but my manager, since the beginning, she was just like, I know you don't like to drink, but if someone famous hands you something to drink, even if you don't want it, just like hold it and like pretend, because you don't want to seem rude. And I was like, okay. And it was like a vodka cranberry, and I was like,
no, that is a little. What do you think about that? Because she was discovered at like 18, 19. She doesn't drink. I would consider her more like a hippie, but because she was on World Star Hip Hop, now you have people like the Migos, who were 8 years ago, bad and bougie, like they were the creme de la creme of the industry. Right. If she's not a drinker, what do you think about her manager kind of telling her just hold the drink anyway?
I mean, I think that's it's almost like etiquette, right? Like it's almost like that's kind of what you do. Like I get it that she's not a drinker, but to tell somebody no, it's kind of like you go to someone's house and they offer you food and you're like, oh, okay, and you kind of take it. I get what she's saying. And she may have been a kid, and it was like her just telling her this is kind of what we do. She didn't say go ahead and drink it, right? She just said hold it, So I can understand that.
I don't know. I don't like it.
You would have preferred her to tell her to say like no, thank you, I'm not having that, or
I feel like you're my manager. And if you're my manager and you know that I'm not really about that, I don't need you pandering to these artists. Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't like that. I would just be like, oh, no, I don't drink, but can I get a water? Done.
I mean, I get it. But like when you're even in a professional environment, like they say, you play the game, right? And it's really it's a game. It literally is.
Well, that's what we're learning. Like you don't play the game. That's the whole point.
Well, I mean, you play the game to a certain extent. Let me say it that way. Like I'm not going to say you play the game fully, as in you just succumb to whatever they say. But I'm just saying like you play the game as in, oh, okay, thank you for the drink. What is it? What harm does that do? If you're not drinking it anyway. But
I don't. Well, based on that email that I got, where dispersions were cast on Lauren. We'll get into the email as soon as she finishes. It's not a super long story, but he's saying like it was through her advice. Like it's so important who your manager is, because they kind of set the tone for you. I don't have a manager yet. There's a few people who want to be my manager. There's a few brands that want to work with me, but here's a 19-year-old girl who's comfortable with her body. She's making hit songs. You're with Kanye West and them. I would not want a manager telling me just play the game. I'm already in the studio. I already see that they're watching me. You have my stuff bookmarked. I don't have to take a drink if that's what I'm not about. I'm like 19.
I mean, I get your perspective and I kind of see it, because you could take another stance on that and say, hey, she's 19, she doesn't drink. We're not doing that. We're not here for that. You could actually say that, but knowing what we've heard about Diddy, what we've heard about, the things that he does and the way that he interacts, I'm quite sure that that's something he probably wouldn't take too kindly to because of his controlling nature. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I definitely agree. Diddy would probably not be one of those people you want to say no to, but I'm just thinking in the space of you are managing this young girl.
Yeah.
And just telling her, if a famous person hands you something, just take it. Like I would think the conversation would have been, hey, I know what the F goes on in this stuff. If a famous person hands you something, redirect it or something like that. Don't be rude. But redirect it, because we don't know. I done heard some stories about Diddy. I heard some stories about Kanye.
Well, when you get on and you start talking, when we get a little bit deeper into this, it may just be her being naive as well. But let's continue on. You know what I mean? It may have been Lauren being naive.
Right. Okay.
Gross. And so I'm just standing there with my back against the console, just like pretending to sip this drink. And I'm not fucking drinking this.
I'm allergic to alcohol.
And my manager
alcohol makes me gassy. I can't.
Kanye's cousin and then the other girls were sitting next to her. And immediately I was like, there's something fucking wrong. Like I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what to do. But I just felt that there was something not right. But I didn't fucking know what to do. I was 19 years old. Just left home a year ago, new in the industry. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending to sip this drink, and my manager was sitting across from me. And if you know about my past and us being together, she's very much reserved. And people would always say oh, she's such a bitch. She has a resting bitch face, and it's because she has a severe social anxiety. She just wants to sit.
And Reddit Lane is my actual sister. She gets it. We've talked about this in depth. One thing you don't want to do with me is if y'all think that I go crazy over y'all, imagine what I do with my family.
Tap on her phone and not talk to anyone. So she's not a bitch. She's just very shy. And I see her across the room holding her drink, and it was weird because I noticed as I was standing there, just wondering what's going on. Diddy kept looking at me, and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and they were exchanging glances, and I'm they're watching me strangely. And I'm okay, let me pretend to drink, and I'm not actually doing it. And that seemed to make them happy, me pretending to join in. And immediately I'm there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I my manager was across the room, but close enough, but not next to me, so I couldn't whisper to her. But I wanted to tell her, I'm hey, don't fucking drink this. There's something wrong with this. But I couldn't. So I reach for my phone and I start to type, and Kanye takes the phone out of my hand and he's who are you texting? You don't need to text anyone. We're having a party. And I was okay. And he puts it on one of the speakers. And I'm fuck. Now what do I do? I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip, and I'm fuck. Fuck. Now what do I do? And then I see her take another sip, 2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup. And I'm oh, what do I do? 2 sips, and I watch her face flush. And all of a sudden, I look over and she's speaking really loud and making jokes. And I'm whoa, this isn't her. She doesn't make jokes. She's fucking terrified of people. She doesn't even talk. And I was it's already hitting her. 100%. I just knew that the drinks were all laced with something. And she starts almost being belligerent a little bit, but not in a crazy way, just really enjoying herself. And I'm that's not her. That's not her. She doesn't even want to be here. This is weird. And all of a sudden she dismisses the studio host. She's you can leave. And I'm oh my God, what's going on? And the girls file out. They go to a different studio, or they go somewhere. And I'm I have to do something. I have to do something. What do I do? And I go to get my phone where Kanye put it on one of the speakers. And as I'm going to get it, I turn and my manager's walking out. And I'm no. Where are you?
Are you finding any of this kind of strange?
Well, I mean, I do go back to what I was saying before with them, her having drank, the spiked drink or, the drug drink, she had no idea. I think she was a little bit naive too.
And we have a video that we found of them talking about drinks, and Lauren is not like a big drinker. We'll show you guys that too when we finish her rendition of what happened.
Going. I'm already seeing people being like, this is cap. What do I have to gain? Let me just ask you, what do I have to gain? I'm in a fucking farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not filing a lawsuit, so I'm not getting paid. I'm not looking for clout because who gives a fuck about me? So why would I lie about this? This has been 9.5 years since this happened to me. Why would I? Let me go on. Whatever. Yeah, so I see her start.
Don't read the comments.
And I'm like,
why?
Where are you going?
Because as she's reading.
She's reading the comments. I thought you were talking to me. I was like,
no. Kanye West has a very big fan base. Kanye West has a huge fan base. And, with Diddy, there's always been these rumblings. But with Kanye, the only thing people really say about Kanye is he has a type.
That's what I'm talking about. A white girl with a black girl's ass. I'm taking that home to mama.
That's really all they say about Kanye. And he made the mistake of making Kim Kardashian and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if the woman is telling the truth. I can only present to you what people have said and then let you know what Kanye said and then let you know, somebody who does not agree with this Lauren lady. I don't know the right or wrong answers. This is the story that's out there. This is the lawsuit that's out there. But she is telling her account of being taken advantage of and seeing somebody being taken advantage of. And people are in the comments telling her she's a liar because Kanye has a huge fan base. Bonji says he's been in the Kardashians too long. Pause. Lady, thank you for the super sticker. Nikki says, don't ever play the game. It sends mixed messages. Run. If Diddy offers you anything, run. Magnolia, I love how you're being educated by your sister and how women are taught to navigate the world.
I try. No, I get what she's saying when I was mentioning about, playing the game and how you hold your drink not to be rude. And that is how women are taught, I mean, I'm not saying that you let it go to past a certain extent, but, you're in that industry, you kind of play nice a little bit. I'm not saying to compromise your values at all, right? But
Magnolia, pick a side. It's her.
We're the same, Magnolia.
Lanisha, I'm sorry. I should have said trigger warning earlier. This is triggering. I apologize on that. That's my fault for not doing the trigger warning.
She's like, it's fine. I'm just going to the bathroom. And I was like, no, stay. And she's like, it's right there. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And she walks out. And all of a sudden, I realize that I'm in the studio. The music's low. The lights are dim, but you can still see everything. And I realize that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me, alone. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. And I haven't started freaking out yet. I know what the situation is. I know, I know this is a bad place to be in, but I don't really feel scared yet, because I'm like, there's other people around, there's other men around, and I know them. I've known them for a while. Nothing bad's gonna happen. And I'm standing there, and I realize that so this is a pretty sizable studio. There's the glass doors, the couch there, a console, another console, the screen, all of that. But it's pretty big, but you can still see and talk to everyone easily. And I realize that I'm standing really close to the exit, and it's a glass door, and it opens in. And I'm standing pretty close to it. And I realize all of a sudden that Kanye and Diddy have realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they're fucked out of their minds. And they start coming towards me and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? It's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on. It's just us. We're all just friends. Let us just see how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And I still haven't gotten scared yet, I'm still this is a bad situation. I'm creeped out, but there's no reason to panic. There's other men here. Hold on a second.
Guys, we have almost 3,000 in the chat. I don't know where we are on likes, but please hit the like button.
Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, this is fucked. I don't know where my manager is. I don't know where anyone is. and they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to like take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, get out of here, like don't touch me. Like a little bit scared. Did this just freeze? Okay, no, it's back. Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like they're like pawing at me, like they're both drunk, probably on something else. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like there's only one exit and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop, like stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off. And like I'm like almost fully exposed at this point. And they're both coming at me. And I'm like, you guys, like seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like we know him pretty well. Like we've been around him a lot. He's literally 3 feet away from me. Like if I reached and he reached too, like we could touch. Like he's that close. And I look and I'm like, hey, like I give that look where I'm just like, come on, like step in. Like this isn't cool. Like you're a grown man. Like you're like 50 years old. I know you have a family. Like you know this isn't right. Like do something. And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these 2 grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. I'm like, okay, there's 2 more men in the room. And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's going to do something. And I look at him next and I'm like, okay, like do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next. And I'm like, do something, you know, like fucking do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that like gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh shit, no one's fucking saving me tonight. No one's gonna do anything. No one's gonna do fucking anything. And that's when I was truly fucking scared. At this point, they had ripped my shirt off and they were trying to get my pants off. And I realized that I was completely alone. And I closed my eyes for a second. And I was like, God help me. What do I do? And as my eyes were closed, this is going to sound weird because I bet a lot of you are wondering, like, how the fuck did you get out of this situation? My eyes were closed and I prayed. And I said, God help me, what do I do? And it was like clear as day. I heard this in my head. And it didn't make any sense. I heard, go towards them. And I was like, oh, fucking great. The one time I asked God for help, Satan answers, because why the fuck would I go towards these 2 predators who are sexually assaulting me? Like, why would I do that? And then all of a sudden it clicked. My back was up against the glass wall. I could not go any further back. That was the only exit. He said, go towards them. They were already drunk off their shit. They were fucked up. So I lunged forward. I stepped forward. And it like threw them off balance. Like they were like, oh, you know, and like they stepped back at least 1.5 feet. And the moment that they did, I reached behind my back, I pulled the door and I slipped out, grabbing my clothes. And I ran across the hall, across this corridor, and I hid inside of an empty studio that was black. And I sat there for like 20, 25 minutes, just like crying, like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm texting my manager and she's not answering. And eventually, I don't think I'm supposed to say this next part because it could hurt her case, but basically, everything she fucking said is true, basically. Because what I saw next, I fucking saw it. I was the only one who wasn't drugged. I was the only one who didn't drink their drinks, whatever it is. I was the only one. So I saw what happened next and who was involved. And that's why I'm a part of this lawsuit and like named in it. And yeah, it just, I eventually got us both out and I got us in an Uber and she obviously didn't remember anything because she was drugged and I wasn't. And apart from the aspect of, you know, looking for help and they turned away, the only other thing that really, really fucks with me is, what about all those other girls that were there? Those 9 other girls who were drinking the drinks before we even got there. Like, I know none of them got out. I know none of them got saved that night. And I'm like, do they even fucking remember? Do they even know what happened to them? Moral of the fucking story, stay out of the industry. If you have daughters, make sure to tell them that they're idols they should never meet and should never fucking go to the studio with anyone, even if you're invited there as an artist, unless you have a bodyguard with you. You know, I thought I'd feel better after telling that story, but I really don't. But I guess the point is that, I mean, the same shit happened with Cassie. As soon as she said what happened, no one believed her, and they gave her so much shit. And it wasn't until videos came out and more people stepped forward that people were like, oh, she was telling the truth. And I'm here to warn you guys that more people are going to come forward. So believe her when she's talking right now, because it's the truth. You know, I have nothing to gain from this. If anything, I'm making myself a bit of a target for shit that could come. And I hope that's not the case. Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the main reasons that I almost lost my love for music and I got the fuck out of that place. Because I was so lucky. I could have had it a lot worse. A lot worse shit could have happened. I could have drank that drink and who knows what could have happened. So I'm very blessed and very lucky that I got out of that situation. But I feel so bad for the women who I saw in that studio that night that didn't get out. And I pray for them every day because I always think about it. So yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
God, strike me down right now if I'm lying. So I don't know if that resonated with any of you.
Okay, so I have a couple questions. And maybe you can kind of help me. I read the complaint. I don't remember her being in the complaint.
I know you told me that because remember we were having that conversation and I was like, somebody said she was named as a witness, but I mean, could that have been after the fact? I don't know.
I can go back to the complaint and see if maybe they submitted something after the original complaint was filed. That's possible.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and tell you what I'm not going to tell you everything that the person sent me, but the person had a connection to Lauren. And this person, I'm assuming, is probably like well-to-do and in the industry because Lauren met up with this person when they were at, in a section at a club or whatever. And Lauren was constantly asking questions on how to break artists and stuff like that. So they said that she then showed me songs by a 15-year-old female singer, and she was asking me how she can fit into the girls' circle who already had a manager. I gave her pointers. She later found an upcoming black female artist from New York, Audra the rapper, and kept asking me to help her because she had no clue of what to do. And the artist constantly berated her. Lauren has a history of being conniving and mixing relationships to selfishly get to her goal with stone-faced lack of remorse. We fell out before, only for her to react with entitlement, then apologize for days after seeing how a person with integrity reacts. I fell back from her. She calls later with a new situation, wanting my guidance, as she doesn't really know the industry, music, nor tasks of management, promo, marketing. And so I got a lot of questions about Lauren's ethnicity. Now, Lauren is the lady who is suing Kanye. She's the shorter girl in this picture. I read an article that says she was Brazilian. Some people said she's Italian, and some people say she is white American. So the verdict is still out, but he feels that Lauren is entitled and she's eager to be in the scenes and circles, and she wants to get near major people. It said the new singer, guitarist, for some reason, after a little time with Lauren, didn't seem so wholesome anymore. In fact, appeared as the complete opposite, and all of a sudden, features with Migos and others. Lauren, the manager of said artist, was in a bikini, and that's when I called Reddit because I was like, well, this person is clearly talking about Nicki.
Right.
Lauren, the manager of said artist, was in bikini photo shoots as well. That's odd. Lauren was in the half-naked video shoots as well as her manager. Why? So I was thinking, it's cheaper to get Lauren to be one of the video girls, but then it got me thinking about Diddy and how Diddy wanted to integrate himself into Biggie's and Mace's and Loon, Danny DeHane, the band. Like,
right.
Diddy wanted to be in the mix. So I was like, okay, in all fairness, I'm gonna tell everybody everything that I got, and you guys kind of decide, where everything falls. It said, in fact, appeared as the complete opposite. All of a sudden, features with Migos and others. Lauren, the manager of said artist, was in the bikini photo shoots as well. That's odd. Fast forward to Lauren and the artist not working with each other anymore. That's what Nicki said. Lauren essentially didn't know what to do as a manager, but used the girl to boost her name and get indoors, then started OnlyFans after getting work done and positioning herself next to the bikini nude promo influencers. She then found her way to Ye. Ye is gullible when it involves females. Lauren knows that and prays and guys like that. She considers herself witty in that department. Her description, not mine. Ye is extreme. He's vulgar. Does that mean that Ye pushed that onto her? Absolutely not. I've seen and experienced Lauren's advances and strategies. Again, never fell for it. So they kind of wanted me to be mindful on how I report. And to that, I say, I am mindful on how I report. I give both sides. I don't tell my subscribers who and what to believe. That's why y'all be arguing in the comment section. And I'm fine with that. I don't tell y'all what to believe. What I would say is this. Kanye is going to need to come out with the rest of those text messages. Because right now, those text messages are very damning to whatever he has to say. When I read them, I'm like, and she has these as proof. If you were sending her videos of what you want to do to her,
yeah,
then you're going to need to pay that woman that money. But he is saying that, Kanye is saying that he has the same type of things coming from Lauren. Now we have Nicki coming out and saying that Lauren was drugged in the studio and she didn't even remember it. So I'm low-key confused. Are you making any sense of any of this?
Well, for me, I mean, all of the situations could be true, right? Like what your person that emailed said could absolutely be true about her. And what Nicki is saying could absolutely be true at the same time. You know what I mean? What he said doesn't negate her story. He wasn't there. He wasn't a witness to it. You know your experience and what you think Kanye is like, but you don't know what Kanye is like when he's with these women or what he's doing. You don't know this man like that to say, oh, I can attest to you, he would never do anything like that. Because as we all know, you never really completely know a person, right? So, they're not asking him, again, like I said, they're not asking him to be a character witness, right? In this, I mean, like what you're saying, again, I'm not saying it's not true. It could be true.
Right. All things could be true at the same time.
Absolutely.
Lauren could have used her. How do I say this?
That's what I'm talking about. A white girl with a black girl's ass. I'm taking that home to mama.
She could have used her womanly wiles to get Kanye to agree to $1 million. Even if that's the case, guys, that still does not give you the ability to sexually harass somebody. If you are dumb enough to give me $1 million, I do not have to watch you play with your little Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to do that.
Absolutely not.
If you were stupid enough to be blinded by what you consider to be, her beautiful enhancements, that's on you, Kanye. Now you are getting this fallout. It very well could have been the case, because who is paying a personal assistant $1 million?
Right.
If the personal assistant is getting $1 million and the chief of staff is only getting $3 million, there's some disparity there.
Absolutely.
I don't know, guys. I don't think this one is open and shut. I think Kanye will have to file a countersuit. Kanye will need to file a countersuit and show all of the text messages between Lauren to show cause like, well, no, Lauren was sexually pushing up on me. And do you think he has those?
I was gonna say, if he had them, do you think it's that, he's waiting for the case to do it? Why wouldn't he come out with it now?
But Black Butterfly said, "Womanly Liles." Is it the 1950s?
No, I was thinking feminine wiles when you said that. Like,
I was trying to paraphrase what the guy said in the email, and I couldn't think of like what. I couldn't think of a way to paraphrase it, but yeah, we're back in the 50s, y'all. I don't know. Let me see. We got some more super chats, and then we'll get into what some of the people in the chat are saying.
Okay.
Let's see. Banji, Banji has my back. Always run your allegedly banner. Thank you, Banji. I hope I pronounced this right. Ariel says, the whole channel is basically triggering, ladies. Please know what you're walking into. Mims can't avoid this for everyone. This information is to inform you on how to avoid these situations. Absolutely. I've been in some situations. Well, I don't know.
I hate when people do that.
Certain things. So Reddit is in corporate America, and she knows the corporate America game. YouTube and social media and all that is a beast of a different color. I don't know how else to say it. And so sometimes I want to say things and then I have to like rear them back because I don't know if I should put that out there. But what I can say is I've been around industry people. I have seen some things, and I have felt like I have been drugged before with a drink.
Really?
Yes. It's more than a feeling. So, sometimes when you experience certain things, you're like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, who would have ever thought? But
you accepted a drink from someone, or you think somebody put something in your drink after the fact?
Put something in my drink.
Wow.
Like my drink. But you find out that people could do it at any given time. You could look away, cough, sneeze, somebody will anyway. All I'm saying is I have a tendency to believe certain things because I've seen certain things and I know things exist. And somebody putting something in your drink is not what you see on television, where it's like something that just starts like bubbling. You know what I mean?
Right. No, absolutely. People wouldn't get away with doing it, right?
Right. But okay. They said you're in big sister mode right now.
Why?
Probably because of your response to that.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. Kimmy Nicole. She's been here day one. She said, just saying hello, guys. I can't stay. Kimmy Nicole is busy. If I remember, is Kimmy Nicole like a nurse? I think she's a nurse. Magnolia says, I've been in that same situation with frat brothers. One of them should have been like my brother. My fiance set it up to test me to see if I'd say no. What?
Wow.
Did you get married to the guy? That I need to know.
Okay, I hope not.
Well, no, she said my fiance set it up to test me to see if I'd say no. So I guess she would have said husband. Magnolia, you don't have to send another super chat. Tell us. We're just interested to know your business now. Because that's what we do. We care, but we're also in your business. Nicole Harris said, only thing you know about Kanye is that his mom was an AKA and a professor who taught at CAU in China. Ye went to school in China and Chi-Town. We technically don't really know anybody. We want to believe that these celebrities and stars that we aspire to be or we see as aspirational are good people, but we're finding out that a lot of them are not.
Right.
Alexis Mitchell said, I'm not surprised with Kanye's ego, access to money and influence. He doesn't respect people he deems beneath him, entitled, and a known guy complex. He did change his name to Yeezus. Sophia, thank you so much for the super sticker. And Tracy, thank you so much for joining the membership. Let's see. Felicia says, women must perceive men as potential threats while men perceive women as opportunities.
Sad but true. Going back to the whole question, would you rather be alone in the forest with a man or a bear?
Lively says, not sure if that's anything, but you know how white nails are always talked about. Look at her bad intentions video. Probably nothing, just saying. I did look at the intentions video, and I just it's hard, guys. Let me just say this much. It's hard because we hear all these things, we kind of sort through the information, and we draw our own conclusions. I fervently believe that if a man or a woman wants to walk butt naked down the street, that's their prerogative. Now, if it's a street that allows it, great. If it's a street that don't allow it and they get arrested, that's your business. But in terms of, I don't care if this woman was wearing a pasty and whatever you have that can cover a coochie. Like, just, I don't know what I know strippers have to wear a certain type of like body paint in certain states. I don't care if the woman is wearing pasties and that kind of body paint. Nobody has the right to touch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's a tightrope where some people feel like, well, you put yourself in these spaces or you didn't leave fast enough. And I'm always like, I don't know if that's okay. You could pussy pop on a handstand in front of somebody. That is not an invitation.
It's not an invitation, but I mean, you also have to look at it from the perspective, like, you know, I have a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to want her to put herself in situations because we know how people are. So there's certain things that you have to do in order to protect yourself. Yes, ideally, in an ideal world, you should be able to do what you want to do. But the fact of the matter is, we can't always do that.
That's not realistic.
Right. We have to be realistic about it.
Yeah, we're not at that perfect world yet where you should be able to do those things without.
And from what you're saying, I totally understand. I would not blame someone, right? Like, I'm not going to blame the victim for.
No, but I perfectly get it. When my niece,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. From that perspective, right?
I'm the first person to be under her comments like, what the hell is this? How high is that skirt? Yes.
Right.
What the hell? You know, she's trying to like get into like modeling stuff now. And I want to be like, I need to be on set.
Yeah, somebody sent me a message yesterday. Did you see these pictures? And I'm like, they're not that bad.
I've done that before. You let her post this. We're not in a perfect world. We should be, but that is, I can't remember. I think it was Arrow who made a comment. I'm not here to tell you guys right and wrong. The only thing I can say is now that we are seeing these situations in real life, you kind of know what to look for. And if that stops one person from going down, you know, a pathway or taking a drink or, you know, kind of just giving in to peer pressure, like, okay, well, I'm around a celebrity. F these celebrities.
Absolutely.
I have seen some shit, guys. I have seen some stuff from people associated with the highest of heights in the celebrity hierarchy. Not everybody's a good person. And look at, we'll just use Beyonce as an example. Look at Beyonce. You were around the dream and all this stuff, and he's using you to take advantage of people. You know what I mean? Like, just because at the end of the day, we are all still human. Everybody is still flawed. Some people's flaws are a little worse, like Shirley Strawberry's husband with the animal corn.
Some people have perversions. That is a perversion.
You know, Shirley Strawberry's husband was found with one of them latex masks that zips up, a big monster dildo, and some animal corn on his computer. You know what I mean? But he's bringing, you know, flowers to Shirley Strawberry on the Steve Harvey Morning Show and proposing, and everybody just sees this picture perfect thing. You know, they live in a mansion or 3 that they got evicted from. You know what I mean? Like, we cannot have expectations that people are going to be perfect. But my expectation is I'm going to keep speaking truth to power, just like her. We speak up when we see something. And Absolutely. It's effed up that we're in a space where because this person has money, they're more valued. Because this person is, you know, on Ozempic and they're skinny and they have the certain type of hair or the certain type of skin tone, their opinion is more valued. Or we throw away the people like Lizzo, for example, because I know she has her own stuff. But you know what I mean? Like her opinion or her ability to have fun on Instagram is less because she don't have the body type for it. Don't matter if these other people, them BBLs is killing y'all. Like the song says. I just, you know, that's what this channel is about. Sometimes, you know, I try to throw in some humor. Stuff can be triggering, but at the end of the day, my hope is that somebody heard, male or female, something that was said on this channel, and when they were in that situation, they didn't go through with it, or they saw it for what it was. They were a straight shooter. They saw the shit happening in real time and was like, am I in this situation? Let me get the hell out of it.
Right. And then you get a different perspective, right? Like, I like the fact that, you know, your straight shooters give you all sorts of different perspectives, you know? And
read the dog shit out of me sometimes too.
Do they?
Yes, all the time, actually. Mims, why the hell did you say that? Or, you know, somebody hit me up yesterday about the hacking stuff.
Oh,
you know, I guess they are in that space. And I had said that Tyrone Blackburn and Lil Rod were hacked. And they were like, nothing about what you showed on the screen, i.e. the letter to the judge, said hacking. And I was like, I haven't responded to them yet. I got to find their comments so I can respond. No, I got a source who told me they were hacked. The letter from the judge only confirmed what my source said. They chose not to use the word hacked in the letter to the judge, but I already knew. So it wasn't like I made an inference. I already knew the shit.
Right.
The letter was just like, okay, it's out there now and it's in the public domain and now we can talk about it. So I got to respond to that person. But yeah, they read me, and I always say I'm not above reproach. So let me put your thing in the chat while you're talking.
You know, I had this thing at the bottom that says join the chat, but I didn't know how to do it because I was like, I wanted to like talk in the chat, but I'll have to figure that out later.
You don't technically have to talk in the chat when you're on the screen. You could respond to the people.
Well, you do.
The only thing I really say is, can you please hit the like button, because it's a free way to support the channel.
Oh, okay.
So if you're interested in Reddit Lane, I'm actually gonna put. Oh, I didn't show this. Should we show the video of Lauren and them? Lauren and her talking, because they kind of sexualize them. Okay, I want to show you guys this. So this is Lauren, and this is the girl who was talking about the abuse from Diddy. This was an interview that they did with some channel. Shout out to Music Choice. And listen to all of the games that they played with these two girls. It's kind of cringy now that we're putting this into perspective.
Their tans look horrible.
Thank you for that, Reddit. There you go.
What body part of yours do I like the most? Of yours? I don't know. My butt? Good answer. I like your butt. I know. Okay, what's my guilty pleasure late night snack? We get a lot of weird Pineapple fried rice. No. Pizza. Stupid. Yeah. Yay! No, second. Oh. That's the second answer. What is my bra size? You don't wear bras, so I have no idea. Yes. This is so weird how we know all these things. On an average night out, how many drinks do I have? It depends on if you want to be at the place that you're at. So if it's at a club, as many as you can drink. But if we're just going to a buffet, none. So, yeah.
So that was interesting to me. I'm glad I remembered this. So she said she doesn't drink at all. Now the girl is saying, you know, if you go to a club, you drink as many as you can. But then we also have Lauren saying she doesn't drink any. And now we know that she took some drinks from Kanye and Diddy.
Yeah.
So I don't know, things like that. I don't know what to make of it.
And social media is crazy. You know, people put on like different things. Like this could have been something they, you know, planned before. I don't know. You never know what to believe on social media.
Well, they sexualize everybody in the industry.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm boring. Yay. If I could have a one-night stand with anyone, who would it be? Benicio del Toro. But even now? Even now. Are you sure? I don't care. I don't care how old he is.
I don't understand why they weren't asking about the music. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have...
Right, like, what was this about?
Yeah. You know, that's why I told you guys, I don't know what to make of this. Could Kanye be telling the truth? Absolutely. Could Lauren be telling the truth? Absolutely. Could Nicki be telling the truth? Absolutely. I don't know. We'll keep you posted on what goes on, but let me drop your link. Okay, so I got it. Now I need to go to my channel. Oh, guys, I'm almost at 25,000 on Instagram. At the top of the screen, at the top, the pinned comment is my Instagram link. If you want to follow me, I say and I do a lot of stuff that I can't say and do on YouTube. So just FYI, I'm a lot more foolish on Instagram.
Mims is hilarious on Instagram.
The people gonna get me for that Nene video. Let me see if I can. I have to make sure it doesn't play. And drop your link. For some reason, my phone is not. Hold on.
Oh, you can do it from your phone, huh?
Yeah, but
I could have like gone in the chat from my phone.
My phone is like, I don't know. It's like messing up something. Something's not. It's like when it doesn't want to go. Okay, so I'm in the chat. Okay, Reddit's link. Okay, so I put your link. Now, for my Instagram, some of this stuff has music.
The last one you posted was a video?
No, it wasn't a video, but it had a song, and I can't play the song.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so this is the last thing I posted on Instagram, and people were not pleased, but that's okay. I said, nobody told me Nene and Arnold Schwarzenegger had a little moment back in the day. Now, y'all, this is clearly, you know, not Nene, but it looked like Nene. You know,
who is that? Who is that?
I don't know. I don't know, but it appears that Arnold Schwarzenegger liked the little chocolate. Yeah. I can be a little bit more of a mess on Insta than I can on YouTube. So definitely subscribe to Reddit Lane.
Yes, please.
New hottest thing on YouTube. Subscribe to my Instagram. In order to get like endorsements and stuff, they look at all that kind of stuff. So I'm almost at 25,000 there. And as always, I'm close to, I think I'm at 171 now. So the goal is 175 for YouTube. So definitely subscribe to the YouTube. Guys, we will see you later. Have a good Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
And thanks for doing this video with me. Not AE. AE is looking to get the outfit made. Yeah, AE got all the money. I think she's a
I could probably work those glasses too, though, while you're at it.
Don't lie and say that don't look like Nene a little bit. It looks like old school Nene.
Right.
Mima, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Y'all have a good day. Because this is
bye-bye.
This is pretty foolish at this point. Bye.